are diving into American football, a hobby that brings families together, builds teamwork, and for some even becomes a professional career. You will learn what American football really is, why it holds such a powerful place in American culture, how the game is played, how teams are built and supported, how the field positions and scoring work, and what life skills you can gain whether you play or simply follow the game. Today's episode is brought to you by hobbee.fun, a hobby-focused social media platform built for people who love what they do. Explore hobbies, discover locations on interactive maps, take part in challenges, and connect with coaches, trainers, and hobbyists around the world. It is completely free. Fun fact: American football does not just attract fans, it often attracts celebrities too. Many famous singers and entertainers have been drawn to football players, turning game days into pop culture moments. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, Gisele Bündchen and Tom Brady, Kiara and Russell Wilson. What is American football? American football is a team sport where two teams compete using strategy, strength, speed, and precision. The word football does not only come from how the ball is controlled. It comes from the idea of a game played on foot, where players move the ball forward using their entire body. One of the first things people notice about American football is its elliptical shape. This shape is not accidental. It is designed for how the game is played. A round ball is easy to roll along the ground, but American football is designed to be carried, protected, and controlled by hand while running at full speed. The elongated shape makes the ball easier to grip, throw, and secure, especially during long passes or while holding onto it through physical contact. The pointed ends help create a tight spiral, allowing the ball to travel farther, faster, and more accurately. At the same time, the shape makes the ball unpredictable when it hits the ground, adding challenge and strategy to catches, kicks, and recoveries. In American football, the ball is fast, strong, and difficult to control. The challenge is not just kicking. It is running, holding, protecting, passing, and delivering the ball into the opponent's end zone without being stopped. The feet are essential for speed, balance, and power. The hands and body provide control, precision, and protection. It is a game that reflects the full range of human movement, strength, speed, coordination, and strategy working together to move the ball forward. For many people, American football means family time, barbecue time, and a break from daily work life. The game itself is deeply strategic, built around offense and defense. Everyone has a role. Strength matters. Powerful bodies protect, block, and defend. Speed matters. Fast players create opportunities and momentum. Experience matters. Experienced players, coaches, and leaders bring vision, strategy, and decision-making under pressure. Beyond the field, the game is lifted by its supporters. Families, fans, and cheerleaders bring energy, spirit, and motivation that push players to keep fighting and performing at their best. American football is not just played by a team. It is powered by a community. For some, football begins as a hobby, but with dedication and discipline, it can grow into a profession. From school leagues to college football to the highest level of the sport. On the field, a football team plays with 11 players at a time. But behind those 11 players stands a much larger system. Teams bring dozens of players to a game, allowing constant rotation between offense and defense. Fresh players step in to match strategy, speed, and strength. Substitutions happen often, sometimes between every play. This makes strategy just as important as physical ability. The players on the field wear helmets and padded gear because this is a highly physical game. The padding protects the shoulders, chest, and body. The helmet protects the head, allowing players to compete with intensity while reducing serious injury. Players are guided by a full coaching team. A head coach oversees overall strategy. Offensive and defensive coordinators design plays. Position coaches train specific roles. Assistants analyze performance and opponents. Every movement on the field is planned, studied, and adjusted. Because this game is demanding, players are never alone. Medical professionals stand ready, including trainers, physiotherapists, and doctors. If injuries happen, players are medically insured, recognizing the risks of the game and protecting those who give their bodies to it. Those 11 players you see on the field are only the front line. Behind them is an entire system of planning, protection, care, itself stretches 100 yards, which equals about 91.4 meters. It is marked into 10-yard sections, each about 9.14 meters apart. These markings help track progress during the game. At both ends of the field are the end zones, the ultimate destination. The goal is simple. Move the ball across the field and deliver it into the opponent's end zone while maintaining control within 4 attempts to advance the ball forward. That moment is called a touchdown, and it earns 6 points. After a touchdown, teams can earn extra points. They may kick the ball through the goalpost for 1 point, or attempt a more difficult play, running or passing the ball into the end zone again for 2 points. When teams are close but choose not to risk a touchdown, they may attempt a field goal. If the team cannot reach the end zone by the 3rd attempt, they may choose to kick the ball through the goalposts to earn 3 points. There is also a rare moment called a safety. This happens when the offense is stopped in its own end zone, giving the defense 2 points. Every line, zone, and post exists for a reason. Understanding the field helps you understand the game. Now let's talk about key positions on the field. The quarterback stands behind the center, leads the offense, and decides whether to pass, hand off, or run the ball, with one quarterback on the field at a time. The running back takes the ball from the quarterback and uses speed and strength to gain yards through the defense. Wide receivers line up wide on the field and run routes to catch passes from the quarterback. The offensive line protects the quarterback and creates space for running plays using strength and technique. The defensive line's job is to stop runs and pressure the quarterback before plays develop. Linebackers read the play and react quickly to defend against both runs and passes. Defensive backs protect the deep field by covering receivers and intercepting passes. Now let's talk about leagues and how the NFL is structured. At the highest level of the sport stands the National Football League, or NFL, the most competitive and most watched American football league in the world. An NFL season spans approximately 7 months, running from early August preseason to the Super Bowl in early to mid-February. It includes 32 professional teams. These teams do not simply join by choice. They earn their place through a long development system that starts with youth football, continues through high school and college football, and finally leads to the professional level through the NFL draft, where teams select the best new players each year. Players reach this level through years of development, from youth football to high school to college, then through a professional draft. To manage such a large league, the NFL is carefully structured. The 32 teams are divided into 2 conferences, and each conference is further divided into divisions. This structure creates balance, rivalries, and excitement. Throughout the season, teams face different opponents, testing consistency, strategy, and endurance. The best teams advance to the playoffs, where every game matters. Win and you move on. Lose and the season ends. The 2 conference champions eventually face each other in the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl. A global event watched by over 100 million people. The excitement does not stop there. American football is now a global sport. In Canada, American football is deeply established through the Canadian Football League, known as the CFL, which features 9 professional teams and has its own proud history and loyal fan base. In the United Kingdom, interest in American football has grown rapidly over the past decade. The country has its own national league, the British American Football League, and it regularly hosts NFL games that attract packed stadiums and millions of viewers. Germany has one of the strongest American football scenes outside North America, with the German Football League featuring more than a dozen top-tier teams. In Japan, football has been played for decades with structured leagues at university and professional levels. The X-League represents the top tier with multiple professional teams and a dedicated following. Across these countries and beyond, American football now reaches tens of millions of fans worldwide. Football now includes college championships, international finals, and major league events across the world. Looking ahead, a non-contact version of the sport called flag football is moving toward Olympic inclusion, opening the game to even more people worldwide. American football builds life skills, strategic thinking, resource management, knowing when to attack and when to defend. It teaches discipline, structure, and teamwork, leadership, accountability, and trust. Even watching the game sharpens analysis, patience, and understanding of strategy. This is our rating for this hobby, and of course it may be different for you. Activity. 9 out of 10. Joy, 9 out of 10. Cost, 5 out of 10. Skill growth, 8 out of 10. Beginner friendliness, 6 out of 10. Final score, 8 out of 10. Comment, if you could play one role, would you choose offense or defense, and why? And which team do you believe has the best chance to win the Super Bowl this year? When you step back, American football becomes something larger than a game. It is a system built on discipline, preparation, precision, and strategy. Every role matters. Every position counts. Success comes from planning, trust, and coordination. That is why American football is not just a sport or a hobby. It is a powerful lesson in how teams function, how leadership works, and how people come together to achieve something bigger than themselves. This is Discover Fun, where hobbies teach us skills that last far beyond the field. If you found this episode informative, like the video and subscribe so you do not miss the next episode. It might be about a hobby you love,